everyone, Eric Thompson here. Welcome back, okay, to what's happening.
Where is... Oh, it's over here.
My sweet wife is... That's the fan. We don't need... Oh my gosh. Welcome back to this year's series, the AFI Top 100 in review. And now that Tori's here, I already gave a snap, but we get some more time. That I do hope that you are doing well. Tonight, we're considering 1942 Yankee Doodle Dandy. I want to ask Tori the first question of three. Tori, why would this film be on the AFI Top 100?
Is this like where you set me up and I say the silly answers and then you correct me?
Well, I will say quickly that Tori did not like this film. And we literally just finished watching it. I mean...
Just now.
I closed the program, but I just Alt F4'd Windows Media Player, and Tori was saying, me, or whatever she said.
5 minutes.
And so, it'll be fast. And so she did not like it. That's fine. But say a little bit about why this film would be in the AFI Top 100. Why you think it is important at all, even though it's number 98.
All right. I know that originally, in the original list, it was number 100. They moved it up 2 places when they did the 10th anniversary one. I guess it's because Cohan is an important composer, or at least he was. That, I don't know, he wrote a lot of songs, and I think it was biographical, so I'm assuming that in real life he did, in fact, win that medal from the president. But he wrote Over There and Yankee Doodle Boy song, right? That's what it's called?
Boy?
Well, it's not Yankee Doodle Dandy because that's the original song, and then he added and did his own song. And then, I don't know, what's the one I didn't say? The
Grand Old Flag.
Song, Grand Old Flag. Okay. So I had never heard of this person, but I do know these songs, at least I think most people do. I felt like that girl in the movie when she's like, oh, who are you? What's your name? I don't know who you are, but at least I know the songs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got. You tell me.
Well, and permit me a plot synopsis. I'm sorry I skipped over it. I haven't done this one in a while, or done this kind of thing. It is indeed a biographical film about the early 20th century, late 19th century, Broadway composer George Michael Cohan, of course, and his adventure in Broadway, even starting out as a young musician and performer, kind of like Mozart in some respects, and then coming up prodigiously through the ranks, and then eventually, by the end of his life, having composed some 500 songs, written a dozen hit Broadway musicals, including musicals that contain Over There and Grand Old Flag, and songs that are now part of our patriotic repertoire. And that is why I believe this film is on the AFI Top 100, because Cohan, whether you know or not, before Rodgers and Hammerstein, and before the Sherman Brothers and all these guys, Cohan is really sort of the father of the American musical comedy, or the American musical, okay? Maybe more broadly saying he's the father of the American musical theater. Maybe that's a better way to say it. But in any case, his contributions to American musical theater are tremendous, and this film honors that. And so, yeah, there you go. Also, 3 nominations, or I think 4 or 5 nominations. I can't remember exactly. Vegas will correct me. But 3 Oscar wins certainly don't hurt either, including Best Actor in a Leading Role for James Cagney. Did you enjoy his performance?
I did. It took some getting used to his singing style because he sort of sings sometimes and then talks in a sing-songy voice sometimes, and he's kind of going back and forth. But I did enjoy it. His dancing was fun.
It was exceptional. It reminded me of The Artist a bit, and that's, of course, it's in black and white. In fact, my darling, his that recitative style where he kind of sings, I'm sure you've heard this before, like if Tori were to play on the piano, Grand Old Flag, and I was to sort of speak the lyrics in time with the melody, that was Cohan's original style. That was the way he did it. And so in Cagney's representation, his interpretation of the man Cohan, that's what he decided to do. So faithful to the person, truly biographical. There are 3 questions. What were they?
The second question isn't it something along the lines of, is it relevant today? Is that what the question was?
I would say yes. I think so. I would say yes, of course. One, like I said, because even this film, okay, is a predecessor to other films that we're going to see on this list, as well as the great canon of the American musical theater. I mean, you really would not have certain shows today if you had not had Cohan or Cohan. I keep saying his name differently at the forefront.
Yeah, apparently
okay,
you should not say it Cohen because it's Cohen, whatever.
Yeah,
he's going to be insulted.
He corrects his ghost haunting us. Finally, Tori, this question's for you.
Oh no.
Where do we see divinity, God?
You're putting me on the spot here.
If this is the spot, I'm putting you on it. I will answer if you cannot.
Okay, I'm going to try to come up with something. It was a small thing at the beginning. I liked at the very beginning of the movie, it sort of seemed like there was going to be a plot more than just his life. I mean, it's hard. In someone's life, there's usually not one major thing, one major conflict. There's a series of smaller things, which was reflected in the movie, but none of them felt really important. Like, I don't really care. He struggled with this thing for a couple minutes and then it was over. And there's this conflict for a couple minutes and it's over. So I never really felt that invested in any of them. But the one point where I kind of cared was when he was a kid and he was really arrogant. He's in a traveling act with his family and he's 13 years old and he thinks that he's the greatest thing since sliced bread and that everyone is coming to see him.
Speaking of that, we made the bread machine. Pat Bachman and your family. We made the bread with the bread machine for the first time tonight, and it was very good. Thank you.
Anyway, and his dad says, what does he say? Something along the lines of, I never met an actor who cared more about being a good actor than a good guy till I met you, to his kid. And it kind of reminded me, too, of that quote. There's a musical. It's featuring FDR, but the person who said it originally was Henry Clay. I'd rather be right than be president. And so those 2 quotes kind of connected together for me. And that's really the one place that I could think of that at the beginning this kid thinks that he's so great and is really arrogant and he ends up blowing it for his family. And that it's more important to be a good person than a good, actor or president maybe or some other
whatever
role. Anyway, that's my only thing off the top of my head here. So you go say something more eloquent, please.
Very quickly, just music. At the very end of the film, FDR decorates Cohen for his contributions to the American spirit, and he says, "Over there did more for our troops in Europe," whatever he says, than any cannon or airplane or tank or whatever he says. But the sentiment is that the spirit of a song, just a song, was more valuable to the troops on the front lines and to the American spirit during the First World War, and the second, I suppose, than armaments or bombs or any of this military strength. I feel like that is also reflected in the human experience, in that how powerful one song can be in your life at the right moment or the wrong moment, a song you like, a song you hate, all these different things. But just one song. It's just a song. So just a clashing of notes and words and harmonies, maybe. And for me, of course, that's my trade in music, but I think about that, and especially in my faith life, how music brings me closer to God, and I think it's part of my objective to bring people closer to God as well through music itself. And so I see that in this film sort of being revealed as a point of consideration. And certainly that's part of this biographical look, how George's music inspired the American people and continues to inspire us today. And certainly I kind of forgotten about Over There, but the other ones were, and then Mary, and all the Broadway tunes are fun too. Anyway, closing thoughts?
For the average person, I would probably say you would skip it, listen to the music.
Well, you know some of the music already. If you like Cagney, you'll like it. If you like vaudeville, you'll like it. If you like musicals, you might like it.
I like musicals, but I was not really crazy about it.
Well, this is not a musical per se, right? And if it was, you'd say it's a musical based on a musical, based on someone's real life, which was kind of like a musical. Okay. Anyway, number 97, coming up soon, Blade Runner. Michael, you ready? It's one of his favorites. It's in his top 10. And also this weekend, I'm hoping to do a quick video. That's what I always say, of movies I'm looking forward to in 2013. We put together a list on our honeymoon. Speaking of that, let's put some videos on our pictures on Facebook. That's coming up too. Anyway, yes. So what I'm looking forward to in 2013, a pretty good list, some really exciting pictures coming out this year. Final thoughts.
Those were my final thoughts. This is the second time you said that to me.
Final thoughts, second chance, lifeline. This is your final answer. Yes. Okay.
Goodbye.
I guess goodbye. Thank you for watching. Blade Runner coming up next. Thanks. Say it.